Well, hello there guys, Agrippa Maxenius here, coming at you with an interesting new campaign. I'm going to be doing a Confederate campaign, and I'm going to be using the most difficult AI available. We're going to boost the AI, and we're going to take the opportunist AI, the cunning AI being the most difficult one to face. Now, obviously, since we're the Confederacy, it's quite likely that we will, but I'd like to go ahead and try and see how we do. So we're going to get started here, guys. First things first, I'm going to go ahead and immediately start launching into an attack, especially on this particular first day. I like to just go and take the hill to the right of us as quickly as possible. Now, that may take a little bit of time, but hopefully we can do it. And as you can see, the enemy's already doing some pretty weird stuff that I've never seen in an AI enemy before. They're kind of moving forward almost, and they're actually getting the skirmishers together here. So let's see if we can respond in kind and go ahead and knock these guys back a bit so that we can advance to the hill before the Union gets their reinforcements. We're going to have to get past McPherson's Ridge, and only then can we actually take Oak Ridge, but we really need to, and that's going to ultimately let us know whether or not we can win this battle. Look at all those skirmishers hanging out together. That is creepy. I'm going to go ahead and try to get to the actual cannons quite quickly because I don't want these guys blasting us with canister shot for the entire battle. But obviously, at this point, it's all up to us. Whatever happens, it's in our hands. Let's go ahead. Oh, yes! Looks like Archer's actually taking the initiative to kind of charge here, which is pretty cool. If we could take this side of McPherson's Ridge, I'd feel great. Let's go ahead and get Davis to keep firing on these skirmishers. And we eventually want to go up here and take this area. It's sort of an inconsequential wooded area near McLean Farm, but it is worth some points, and last thing we need is to lose points. So let's go ahead and move the cannons up. What the? We've got more enemies over here? Wow. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and actually switch to canister shot. I think we should be able to get close enough. It looks like Archer is actually having some trouble there. I'm going to stop Archer right there on McPherson's Ridge. And I may actually start moving him north so that he can attack these skirmishers. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let's just go ahead. I don't like to run if I can help it, but I feel against this opportunist enemy, it's probably the best idea. So let's go ahead and hold here with Davis. We also want to get off this river here. That's not helping us at all. Here we go. The skirmishers, man, they're putting up a good fight. It's almost like line infantry. It's really creepy. But I'm going to go ahead, get past the skirmishers, and jump to Oak Ridge. Some may consider this a bit of a cheap tactic, but you know what? It works, and that's what ultimately matters to me. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's also get Crenshaw here to aim at these skirmishers. I don't know why they're just hanging out. In fact, maybe we should send these skirmishers over here to fire at them. And there we go. Wads versus Division is approaching, and it's already the Iron Brigade coming to the field. This is not good. We really want to get to this hill quickly, and we hopefully can go ahead and get some reinforcements quickly as well. I'm actually tempted to go ahead and charge these skirmishers, but our cannons are doing a pretty good job at dislodging them there, so we'll just keep up the fire. Let's go ahead and switch to shell shot. And we'll do the same with Davis here, and we're going to send these guys also to the hill. In fact, I'll go ahead and start sending them over to Oak Ridge. I don't know why I keep calling it a hill. To me, Oak Ridge has always seemed like a hill anyway, but that's neither here nor there. So here we go. Oh, these skirmishers. This is scary. All right. Vedettes I'm not too concerned about, but they could obviously take this point whenever they feel like it, and I would be pretty annoyed at that. We're going to have to turn to the skirmishers right now, guys. Right now, they're just giving us way too much fire, so we're not going to be able to get to the hill. And look at that. Look how many men the Union has here. We definitely want to run up the hill and try to get into a good formation because they're just absolutely decimating us as we're running towards it. And this is creepy for sure. Let's go ahead and see if we can get a quick formation switch over here. We may even need to try charging the enemy. In fact, that's what I'm going to do. Maybe we'll get a nice downhill bonus. So we're hitting the Iron Brigade with the Archer. I don't expect that to work at all. But we've got to try new things, guys, obviously. Let's keep fighting these skirmishers. And let's bring Davis into the fold. Obviously, if Davis were here, things would be going a lot better. But, oh, well, we are moving them off the hill, but that's only because they're too busy cracking our skulls. Alright guys, here we go. The rest of our division's forces are here. We really need to go and grab that hill now, and we need to make sure that these forces get into battle quickly. Let's go ahead and take a look near McGraw. Should probably move McGraw up as well. We're still dealing with these skirmishers. That's madness. Archer's broken through the enemy lines, but not in a good way. He's actually run through the gauntlet here and just escaped to certain death. However, it would be funny if we actually end up taking this victory point location just from being in this area and force the enemy to switch their tactics around a little bit. Let's go ahead and take a look at our reinforcements. Okay, these guys we want to get to McPherson's Ridge quickly. So let's go ahead and start moving them there. And hopefully they have enough men to go ahead and assault the enemy hill. And also, hopefully, Davis can get rid of these annoying skirmishers. Let's make sure that we're firing at them. Alright, Cutler's getting into battle. Let's go ahead and switch to Shell Shot. Open it up on Cutler. We'll move Crenshaw here, too. And unfortunately, these skirmishers are still harassing us. This cunning enemy is certainly the most irritating of all enemies here in Ultimate General Gettysburg that I've faced. And I don't think I've lost a single campaign in this game. So, I've lost plenty of multiplayer battles, but not a campaign. Alright, here we go. Come on, Davis. Alright, that's it. I'm sick of this shit. We're charging. Let's get these skirmishers once and for all. They're going to try to run away, of course. They are skirmishers after all. But if we could trap them and kill a few of them, I would feel very happy. And just look at how accurate they're shooting us. We have so many graycoats on the field. Our own men are down. Luckily, look at that. Our men are not taking this nonsense from these skirmishers here, and they are managing to run them off, which is pretty awesome. We're also getting these reinforcements. I'm not sure if we have enough reinforcements to take these guys off Oak Ridge, but we're certainly going to try. Alright, let's go ahead and give these skirmishers a little surprise with Broken Bro. Beautiful. So Davis has definitely gotten rid of the skirmishers, and with that being said, I'm going to actually move him over here to this 500 victory point, see if I can take that, and we'll move the rest of our infantry over here. As for Broken Bro, let's go ahead. Union secured Seminary Ridge. That's not something we wanted, but we can take it back fairly easily as long as they don't start moving this huge, massive men up. They're really more focused on Archer, which is quite funny, but obviously not very funny for Archer. Come on, guys. Alright, I like the positioning of our cannons right now. We could have the high ground with McPherson's Ridge. We seem to be doing alright. So let's actually get all these cannons up on Oak Ridge. And it looks like the Yankees are bringing more guns. That's not surprising at all. But we want to get these infantry over here quickly so that we can defend this area. And if we have the high ground, I'm confident we could probably hold it. Let's go ahead. We may need to go ahead and charge these skirmishers too. And matter of fact, let's go ahead. Broken Bro, charge! He's losing cover, but his condition's actually holding steady. And it looks like the enemy is taking off. We're trying to get a few of them and pick a few of them off before they make it past McPherson's farm. But that's certainly quite interesting. Alright, guys, we're sending everything we have to defend this area. I'm only thinking that since the enemy's cunning, they may sneak some vedettes over here. So I'm going to leave some cannon units up here to repulse some of the enemy vedettes. At least I hope they can do that. Let's get Davis over here. Alright, the Yankees are bringing more guns. Again, this does not affect us as long as they don't get near Oak Ridge. Otherwise, they're going to be a problem. But look at poor Archer still fighting his way out of this mess. Looks like the Union Army is closing to attack his doubles. Day's division spotted approaching from the south. Oh my goodness, this is going to be crazy, guys. Alright, I'm going to take this area with Davis. Let's take a look over here and make sure. Yeah, those skirmishers are definitely planning something with the vedettes. I have no doubt about it. I've had this happen before. I don't think I was facing a cunning AI enemy, but it's something that certainly occurs. So here we go. Let's get up on that hill. Davis should be able to take this one. And there we go. General Pender enters the battlefield from Chambersburg Pike. Awesome. So we can actually have him defend Hearst Tavern here if he gets into position quickly enough. And yes, he is getting into position. So let's drop him near these trees. And we'll wait for the next guy to show up as well. And look at that. Awesome. So pretty good reinforcements here for day one. And hopefully we can repel these guys. But I also want to make sure that we get a good position on this hill. So let's get on Oak Ridge here. We'll ultimately set up a defensive line against the Southern forces here. And when I say Southern forces, I don't mean Confederate forces. I obviously just mean this southern area of the map. We may be able to try to push it. And right now, it's actually funny that Iron Brigade, Cutler, and I Corps are all chasing Archer. They don't like him one bit. I don't know what he did to them, if he said something nasty to them, but they clearly want him dead. So that actually kind of helps us for now because it lets us set up. Let's go ahead and switch to canister shot. Open fire here. We also have this area with Davis, and let's make sure that we hold this area. Right now, all we need to do is hold these areas. If we wanted, we don't even need to advance anymore. As you can see, 3,500, 1,000, 4,500, plus 500, 5K. The enemy has an area that's worth 2,500, so we could try to take that area. We could also play it safe and just stay put. I'm going to go ahead and actually set our guys in a more realistic formation here, but obviously we still need to get rid of these skirmishers, and Paul is on the way, and that's something I'm very concerned about. Paul is quite a good fighter. He's got a lot of men, obviously, and he's not afraid to use them. Let's go ahead and try to get some more infantry over here. We'll move Lane up as well, why not, and we'll also move Scales up. I'm a little less concerned about defending this victory point, but I do feel that maybe we should keep Scales over here at least. Alright, there we go. Let's go ahead and turn now towards the enemy. As you can see, I'm trying to get my guys total cover on the hill here to make it a lot easier for them to defend this area. And let's make sure Crenshaw is firing his canister shot right into the enemy. I'd like to get 3rd Corps behind here. It's probably not a good idea to have him right in front of the Union Army. Let's go ahead and see. Okay, let's get Wallace over here too. We'll send Johnson over here as well. Just anybody we can afford, essentially. Scales will stay back to guard this rear position, but I think I may also pull Davis down to assist here in stopping the Union. So here we go, guys. This is really the telling point of the battle. We're going to be able to open fire here pretty soon with our canister shot. At least I hope we are. I don't see why not. There we go. Canister shot about to fire on Baxter, guys. Paul is making a charge up the hill. This is a major Union charge, and actually what I'm going to do is countercharge the Union. We have a better charge bonus, plus we're uphill. I don't trust this cunning AI. I want to get rid of it, and I want to make sure that it remembers that we are the Confederacy. Of course, we could get beaten here pretty badly, but I'm going to attempt anyway. And it's also going to give us time to get the rest of these formations into place. Of course, Iron Brigade is still there. A lot of really strong units are still there, and that's not making me feel any better. However, Pettigrew seems to be doing a lot of damage here to the Union. Broken Bro, however, is utterly broken, and that's not good. Terrible pun, by the way, on my part. Let's go ahead and move up here. Come on, guys. Well, Darth told me this would be a difficult setting to play, but I didn't believe him at first, and I'm certainly rethinking starting this now, because I am definitely getting my ass kicked. Let's go ahead and move up with Perrin. This may be the shortest Ultimate General campaign that I have done so far. It does look like our men are still charging. Pettigrew is still charging. That's pretty awesome. But I want to go ahead and basically try to charge Baxter if I can. Because if we're going to keep charging, I don't want to be chasing Paul. There we go. All right, we've got Perrin on McPherson's Ridge. This is a perfect opportunity, almost like shooting fish in a barrel. If we could start firing up from the ridge, let's get Broken Bro to start firing too. Wow, our luck may have just changed. Since the enemy didn't manage to take the top, we have a chance here. And I don't want to jinx myself, but we definitely have a chance to go ahead and hold this position and beat the enemy back, essentially. Pettigrew is still fighting these guys, and he's still causing mass casualties in the Union lines. So this is pretty awesome. Let's get Lane to go ahead and fire at the Iron Brigade. Obviously, I want to kill as many of the Black Hats as I can. I don't want them harassing us for the rest of the campaign. And if we can kill them now, we don't have to worry about them in future battles. Let's keep moving forward with Perrin and with Broken Bro, as well as Davis. I want to make sure that they're not taking this top point or this area over here. I think we're good, and I may even start moving Scales towards the battlefield just for some extra support. As you can see, this enemy is quite intelligent. They're actually keeping reserves back here. Well, only thing I think they're doing wrong is they're keeping their cannons behind Lutheran Seminary, so their cannons can't even really get a shot. But they are a cunning enemy, so maybe they're waiting to ambush me with canister shot. Who knows? There we go, guys. Awesome shooting on Bucktail Brigade. Cutler and Biddle are getting really, really close. And at this point, the fighting's moved off the hill, and it's almost taking place entirely on the field here. What we have is a true line battle. But I want to keep firing. I don't want to charge again. At this point, let's stay put. Let's be comfortable in our surroundings, and let's just beat back the enemy. As you can see, they're bringing more men here on the right flank. That is creepy. Let's drop these guys in a better formation on the hill so that they get better shots, obviously. And let's make sure Lane is still firing. Pettigrew, unfortunately, has fallen back. He's lost his spirit for the fight a little bit. Try to grab some shell shot and assist these guys in beating back the Union enemy. It looks like Biddle's about to break. That would be great, but sadly Davis is getting hit really hard here on the right side, and I'm not sure how long he can hold out. So we're still moving Perrin forward. We'll start moving Pettigrew forward after he's had some time to rest, and I'd like to get 3rd Corps. Actually, I'll keep 3rd Corps there. I think that's actually a pretty good spot for them. Because this area, this hill, is what we don't want to lose. And there we go. The enemy's going for it again. Oh, my goodness. All right, that's it. Davis, he has very poor condition, but I'm going to have to charge. We're going to go ahead and charge into Paul. Get a downhill bonus on the charge. And I'm also going to try to charge with Perrin if I can. So let's go ahead. We're going to grab Perrin. We're charging. Let's charge with Lane. This is a true Confederate charge. You could just hear the rebel yell if you listen close enough, and we are getting in there. Let's move Broken Bro into the same position as well. And sadly, Paul has beaten us back, it looks like. Well, it's a bit too late to tell, but Davis is... It's very even at this point. Now, these guys are attacking the Iron Brigade. Lane is attacking the Iron Brigade, and if we could just get these guys into a nice little cauldron of bayonets, we could do a lot of damage. So this is a very close battle in terms of not only casualties, but also in terms of the closeness of the units. Usually we're fighting from afar. In this battle, that doesn't seem to be the case. Okay, there we go. We lost Oak Hill. Oak Hill is this area up here, and we kind of expected that to happen. That won't lose us the battle, obviously, but we do want to take it back. It's in our own best interest. So let's just keep fighting. We're just going to keep shooting at the retreating enemies, and eventually we'll send a unit up to grab Oak Hill. Sadly, these guys are very tired, as you can see. They're taking their time to get into formation. I mean, they've just been in a nasty, nasty fight. You can imagine the amount of shell shock in a situation like this. Let's go ahead and hold Perrin. Actually, try to move Perrin up here on the hill. We'll do the same with Pettigrew. And just keep annoying the enemy, keep dragging them out onto the field. There we go. Perrin is actually staying put, and actually I want him to hold, because at this point, we can't have Bucktail Brigade break our lines. Come on, Perrin. Looks like a few of our overzealous troops are still trying to attack with a charge, and that's pretty cool. Now, let's see. Make sure that nobody's messing with this area. Being an opportunist enemy, I wouldn't be surprised at all if that occurs. Okay, Perrin has run, and I should have known that. I mean, being out in the open like that, it was a recipe for disaster. So let's try to get back up on the hill. A lot of men running over here. It's just been back and forth the entire battle. Okay, let's get Broken Bro up here. Let's get Davis up here. Scales. And the enemy is certainly following. I hope Johnson's ready with some shell shot. Thankfully, Lane is also still here, so he can give Iron Brigade a run for their money. And I always like to see the Black Hats go down if I'm playing against them. Come on, guys. Get this shot off. One more cannon shot. Oh, some nasty little rounds into us from the enemy cannon, actually. And it looks like they're making another attempt to get up the hill here. Maybe another charge, even. I want to make sure Zimmerman is turned towards the enemy. And I want to make sure he's on canister shot. Okay, Pettigrew and Perrin seem to be pretty ready to fight. Obviously, they lack a lot of condition. They're tired. But they should still be able to put up a good volley against the Iron Brigade. So let's make sure they keep doing that. And Pettigrew will just be marching towards the hill. Alright, so far we're doing okay, guys. Despite the enemy's relentless attacks and very, very good tactics, we are actually managing to make them run. The problem is our men are also pretty freaked out. And this battle is going to end on a very, very... I don't even know the words to describe it. It's going to be so close. I can't tell who the victor's going to be. I think I could win, but with all of these constant charges that the enemy's doing, they might be able to dislodge me before the end of the battle. I'm actually going to move Rice up here to defend this area in case the enemy tries anything sneaky. So let's move him up there, and actually that would be 4,500 points against the enemy's 3,000, so he'd still win. But I'd prefer to take this 2,500 victory point location. I don't necessarily need to. Okay, Pettigrew's actually looking a lot better here. So let's start moving him towards the battlefield. And we can see Zimmerman is still firing his cannon, which is awesome. I want to get Wallace over here to assist Zimmerman if possible. And unfortunately, Davis is pulling back. Come on, Davis. You've got way too many men in this regiment to pull back. Let's hope that Zimmerman can keep the enemy back. And I'm actually going to move Pettigrew here. Come on, Pettigrew. The last thing we need is to lose this hill to Baxter. Here we go. Beautiful Zimmerman. Alright, Pettigrew is moving up. And we're going to try to control the Iron Brigade just with Lane and Perrin, but that's actually a tall order when dealing with the Black Hats. Nonetheless, we've got to get Pettigrew on this hill. Pretty sure the Union is about to attempt one of their other charges before giving up here. So far, it's been pretty good. I'm just amazed at how many different places this battle's taken place. Usually, it's pretty concentrated, but on this particular map, we seem to have dead men everywhere, all over the battle, sort of scattered. Doesn't seem to be a massive amount compared to my other fights, but they're certainly scattered all over the place, meaning the fighting has just been back and forth. Alright, let's see. Pettigrew may be able to take out Iron Brigade with a nice charge. I'm just not sure if it's worth it. Let's go down. Alright, Perrin's moving forward. We may just go ahead and do one more volley, why not? Come on, Pettigrew. There we go. Some guys are already firing sort of early. They really want to get the Black Hats, and quickly. Alright, there we go. So some nice shots on the Iron Brigade. They're pulling back. That's what we wanted. And we're firing at the fleeing men, because you can never be too sure with the Iron Brigade. They're like zombies. You shoot them once, they're bound to come back later. And finally, we're getting some really great volleys up here, as you can see, guys. Our men are just annihilating the Union enemy. But whether or not we can win is going to be up to the last second, because with Baxter, Cutler, and the Bucktail Brigade, if they charge up this hill, I'm not so sure I could hold it. So let's go ahead and get up there. Perrin, I'll move him a little farther forward here. He'll still be in the woods, so he'll still get that cover advantage. And as for Lane, we'll go this way. I don't want Iron Brigade to suddenly start flanking me, but I, without a doubt, know that's what's going to happen. Alright, Pettigrew, move forward. There's no need for him to stay back here. Pettigrew always surprises me at how quickly he reconditions himself in battle. But then again, he's got, I think, the biggest brigade in the game. If somebody believes there's a bigger brigade, please correct me. Standard is pretty big, too, for the Union side. But for the Confederacy, I do believe that Pettigrew is the biggest. And he does a damn good job. So there we go. We've totally forced the Union back. I think they more or less accepted defeat here. Now, I'm going to go and grab Davis and move up to this position and see if we can take it. It does look like Devlin's skirmishers, just like I expected them to, are going to make a run. Unless I'm going totally crazy, they're going to try to make a run for that victory position. So we're going to move back with Davis and hope that that's not what they're doing. But like I said, the cunning enemy, this is kind of what Darth warned me about, that this is one of the most difficult, if not the most difficult, of difficulties for the boost AI setting. And after the patch, the AI has gotten a lot better. Alright, come on, guys. As you can see, the enemy's firepower is actually forcing us back. We don't want that, so let's move these guys forward again. Perrin we can keep back here at McPherson Farm. And sure enough, man, those skirmishers are definitely going for our area over there, the 3,500 victory point area. So I'm actually going to go ahead and run with Perrin. And I rarely run in this game because it's just not a good idea, especially when you're just chasing a few skirmishers. But I want to go ahead and get some shots off. I want to make sure he's focused on these guys and not focused on this position so that we don't have to extend the battle. All right, let's see. Come on. Come on, men. Perrin, open fire. Get those skirmishers. Been troubling us since the beginning of the battle. And I don't like Wallace getting out all the way over here, but he is retreating, so there's really nothing we can do about that. Let's take a look at our hill position. Not bad. We've got enough men on it to hold it for a long time, and I think so far we've done what needed to be done. A minor victory. That's kind of what I expected, especially versus a cunning enemy like this. 3194 losses for the enemy and 3819 for us. So we definitely had some trouble there. And it looks like our brigade, Davis's brigade, got the most kills, 763, but he also had the most losses, 895. Ouch. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed that first part of our Confederate campaign with the updated patch. And if you want to see more, make sure to share down below, like, subscribe, etc. Anything you can do to support. Thank you, guys. Take care, and have a great day.